my colleague, Mr. Chetan Singhil, who will give you the training session on the second part. That is, we've already seen the search part in the previous session. So I'll quickly share my screen. And kindly confirm whether you are able to view my screen.
We can.
Okay, great. So let me just put one more thing into perspective. That is, I'll put out my video. That will help some bandwidth for me. Just one second. Yeah. So here we go. The first thing we do is the login, of course. Let's log in quickly. And so the main menu that we have over here, that is the SCC, the SCC online dashboard, will be now displayed on screen. All right, I think it's now appearing. Yeah. So research section, first session that we had. If you have any queries with regard to that, we can keep that also for the later part. That is at the last. Now I'll just start with the My Library section, which we need to elaborate on. And the first option here is browse curated topics. Now browse curated topics is a segment which we have developed over this past 1.5 years during this pandemic. And you can see that there are some set of topics over here available, like constitutional law, public law, corporate and commercial, intellectual, etc. Constitutional law and property and real estate, you'll find they are grayed out since the work is in progress for these two sections. As for the rest, they are all available to us. So if I say, suppose select environment law for the for an example. So under environment law, there will be 4 or 5 categories, whether it is biological diversity, climate change, conservation of nature and protection of the environment, noise pollution, etc. So if I select any one of the topic, what happens over here is that it will show me under that topic the statutory law governing this environment law, then rules, regulations, notifications, circulars, case law, treaties and conventions, committee reports, policy documents, etc. Now, what is the specialty over here? If you see, when I expand the statutory law, it will show me the Principal Act, that is the Biological Diversity Act, right here. And apart from that, it will also show me different some other different acts and sections in this, like Afforestation Fund Act or National Green Tribunal is there, Wildlife Protection Act, and some state acts with regard to the biological diversity. So different these acts and specific sections are having a relation with the principal topic over here. That's how they are being kept over here together, pulled out and kept together over here. And then the same goes with the rules, regulations, notifications and circulars from the various ministries, and of course the case law also. If you see in the case law, you will have a lot of cases on biological diversity, but here you will be having only select few, curated or handpicked by our editorial, according to them, the most important ones. Those are only listed over here. So it's like a quick referencer for you. And followed by this digest note on the bottom footnote, you will also get to see the citation, and you can click on this hyperlink citation and it will open the full text judgment for you. So same goes with treaties, conventions, committee reports, etc.
One more thing, Mr. Anand,
Yeah.
this in the case laws, if you can open the case laws one more time.
Yeah, sure.
I just wanted to add a small thing.
Yeah.
So you see, this is a head note over here. because sometimes when you look at other topics as well, you will not find the head note, you'll find the complete judgment.
Judgment.
Now, how do we do that bifurcation, or how do we decide that we should put the head note over here, only a head note over here, or the entire judgment? I think some of you already have already would understand how the differentiation has been made. Sometimes the entire case is not related to the topic of our choice. That is, in this case, is biological diversity. So what we do is, if only a point of law is concerning the topic of our choice, we only pick up that point of law, and that is what is happening in this scenario, in this case. However, there will be some other topics wherein the full judgment would be mentioned rightly over here. But in any of the scenarios, even if you get the head note or you get the full judgment, the option is still here. If you get the full judgment, you'll anyways access to the full judgment. But if you're in the head note, Mr. Anna, please, if you can, we can do that one more time. If this makes sense to you, and it says this entire thing has been discussed in para 5 and 8 of the judgment. So whatever that you read, the brief has been taken from para 5 and 8 of the judgment. If this this is something that you can relate to, and you want to see the full judgment, then you can click on the citation. Mohit, Mr. Anna, can you just let's have a look at the citation as well and click on that, and this will open the judgment. So this curated topics is basically an answer to the feedback that we've been receiving, the requests that we've been receiving from past couple of years, that can we get important judgment, landmark judgments on one topic? Can we get some, commentaries? Can we get some, a place within SCC wherein we can figure it out that this is important information on a particular topic? So yes, it took us time, and as we all can see, this is not cannot be done through artificial intelligence (AI). It has to be done by human intervention is required, and that's what it has been done. Mr. Anna, if we can close this, and I think then we can just go back. And I think after this we can show one more example of wherein we can have judgments and all.
Yeah. I think I can. I'll just right away show one of among those. In the curated topics, let's move on back to the main menu of curated topics and then go to this corporate and commercial law. Let's say, for example,
I think that was some members would also relate to. I think
correct. So here, under the corporate and commercial law, you will get competition law, you will get e-commerce, insolvency and bankruptcy, banking and finance. So many topics are available under this. So if I take this, say like competition law, again, you will find the same topic tree, statutory law, rules, regulations, notification. Let's move on to the case law. And in the case law, as you can see, there are some 10 or maybe slightly more of these titles of the case laws. And when I click on the topmost one, that is 2019 judgment over here, you can see this is a full text judgment, because the core focus is there on the competition law itself, and the head notes over here in the beginning talk about that.
Mr. Anna, can we say, while we are here, is there a possibility that I can save this? I can take a printout, all that?
Yes, of course, that can be done. Here you have those icons associated with it on top. You can see the save button, you can see the mail button icon over here, and then print. In the print, as we had discussed previously, true print and non-true print, both types of prints are available. You can increase and decrease the font size to make
and Mr. Anna, in the previous session, I wasn't there. Did we talk about the folder option as well?
I think folder option is to be also taken into consideration.
So I think all the members, this is I think more practical aspect of it. See, we all understand, and I think we will not shy away by saying this, that when we download a judgment from SCC online, we cannot highlight any part of it, and that is I think as a it's a blessing for someone, and it's a concern from some other people as well. So blessing because this is a true printout, and the court and everyone understand it's the true copy, and nothing can be amended. But from a research point of view, sometimes you need to do a control F. You need to find something on the text, or you need to copy a certain thing. And the moment you download it, it loses all that capabilities. So, and rather it is machine specific, then you have to have that machine with you when you have saved the document. We would like to introduce another thing which is more, I think, recent, and the members have started working on that religiously on this feature. That is, you can have your own, cloud space available at SCC. So you'll have your own space available wherein you can save your documents, judgments, articles, acts, and you can also make n number of folders in that. How do we do that? Mr. Raina, could you please take your cursor to the
Sure.
folder icon? So we see this, there's a small folder icon, it says add to my SCC online. Now this is not only in the browse feature, but also, this thing also will be there in the search methodology that we have done in the previous session. Once you click on that, it says, do you want to save it to your Lex Loft folder? Lex Loft, I'm assuming that was the last session Mr. Raina had taken for the company. And now if you click on my folders, it gives me a lot of lists. I can select my folders, but if in case I want to make a new folder, I say my folder, new folder. And Mr. Raina, could you please write the company's name over here?
Yeah, sure.
So what we're doing now, we are making a one folder for your company and for your law firm, and then we will be saving a lot of judgments on that. So Sterlite, yep, and say select folder. So we have that over here. Okay, and this judgment has been saved into your particular folder. Mr. Raina, can you take another 2 more judgments from here? Mr. Amber, do you have anything? Do you have any question? Okay. So we do that, and let's take a third one. So by default, the last folder is Sterlite, so we are not changing anything. So we have saved 3-4 folders, right? And how do we? Okay, Mr. Raina is going a step ahead. He's saying that let me add another article as well, so that we can show that you can add anything and everything. There we go. So we have saved all these folders. So I think before we move to the how to see the folders, a quick check that I think we've got the idea how the browse query topic works. If you have any question on this, we can address that. Or if there's none, then we move to the second part, that is the how to access those folders. Okay, Mr. Raina, please can we go to the folder, and you can take it to the folder icon. So next to the dashboard icon, there's a folder icon, and it says My Folders. We click on My Folder, and there is an option of View Folders. We click on View Folders. It'll give me all the folders in one place. And because this is ID and password specific, so you can access from anywhere. So all your folders are here. Mr. Raina, can you go to the Sterlite folder? Though it's already open, but if you can just highlight the Sterlite folder, so it is all alphabetically arranged. It will be highlighted. Let's go down, Mr. Raina. Yes, right. Yeah. Upar. Sterlite, niche. There we have it. So Sterlite is there, and we have 4. That was 3 judgments, 1 article that's available over here. Now that's one aspect of it, and if the members have a group license, what do I mean by group license is that sometimes we have a couple of it's not an IP, it's not a group account. You can also share a folder with someone within your company. And how do we do that, Mr. Raina?
Excuse me, Mr. Chetan, just one question. Can we make subfolder in that, like Vedanta is having separate verticals? So can we have the subfolders, like every vertical can have, like skin can have its own?
Yes. There is no problem as such. Like if you can see, the example is very clear, sir. Well, you can make a subfolders, or you can make an individual folder as well. Now, if you can notice, Mr. Raina's screen is showing so many different names: Sahara India, Shantanu, Spectrum Legal, Surana and Surana, TAS, Tata Steel Jamshedpur, and in Tata Steel Jamshedpur, he has made a TVS Motor sub account.
Oh, yeah.
So there is no limitation. I think Mr. Raina would have around at least 40-50 folders right now in his under his login.
So how we can make the subfolder under the folder?
I think we will show you one more time. I think I'll complete this because we had I think, did you see that, sir? How we made a folder by going to the add to folder? The same way. The same way, if you want to make a subfolder, rather than clicking on my folder, you click on your folder and say, I want a folder inside this. How we do it in window machine, if you want a folder on desktop, we give an address of a desktop. We want the folder to be added to your documents or downloads, you make a folder over there. So we'll show it to you how we can make a subfolders.
Okay.
So just give me a minute. I will complete this and just go back onto that, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, we were talking about how can we share folders among each other. Now, this is a conditions apply feature. It will only work if you have a group account and not an IP access. So let me show it to you, Mr. Raina. Could you please take us to that feature? So there's a 3 dots. This is a more of a social media icon and sharing icon. So it's a share folder. If I click on this, it says it'll give me our company list because we are part of one group. So it's all the members of our company names are available over here. Mr. Raina, could you please search for my name over here? You can search it over there, yeah, on the top. So there we are. And it says I can give Mr. Raina can give me a rights that can I only view this folder or can I modify it? So the only difference between view and can modify is that in view, I cannot add any folder or neither add any document or delete any document. With can modify, those things will, I have those rights as well. I can add, I can contribute to the folder, I can also delete certain things. So depending on what you want to give to the members, you can do that. Mr. Anna, can you just give me one of the rights and get going with that? Anything. Now it says apply. And let's say close this. How would you get to know which folder have been shared? Now, if you see, the Sterlite doesn't have any arrow, but now because you've shared it, it's an outward arrow. That means this folder has been shared. And if I click on this and I go back to the sharing option, I will also be able to see with whom I have shared this particular folder. Mr. Anna, can you go back on the sharing option? And just click on the second tab that's shared. So it shows that who all has been made a part of this. Right? Please close this, Mr. Raina. Now the benefit of this is that in case, let's suppose Mr. Raina and I were working on this particular let's say one particular case, and he stumbled upon this case of DDA versus PR Samantha, and I am also reading that. And Mr. Raina had already saved this account in this folder. Once I go to that in that case, DDA versus PR Samantha case, and I try to add that particular judgment into this folder, it will say the file or the document already exists. So I would know that someone has already worked on this account, and that's why it is already in the folder. So there is no duplicacy of work as such happening. So this is more of a collaborative working. Now talking about what else can I do in this, Mr. Anna, can you select all the result? Yeah, all the accounts, and then in this there's a action icon. In action icon, I can take a print of all these documents together. But moreover than that, I can also number them. I can make a compendium out of it. How we can do that? We select all, and Mr. Rana, please go to the last icon. It says create case compilation. We click on this. What we've been doing in the recent changes have been done in the Supreme Court for e-filing, and you need to have the index, you need to paginate the numbers and all the stuff. Keeping in mind that particular feature, that particular requirement, now we have made this feature, and I'm sure we've been making compendiums from I think from the school, from the college times. Now you can rearrange it. You can arrange it as per your convenience. Mr. Anna, can you bring the article, I think, down below and say move at bottom? Yeah. So now we have judgment on the top and article at the end, and just say create. That's all it requires, and your compendium is on the way. And you will have your index. You will have your, the entire documents paginated in less than what I think 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So there we have it. The document table of content is here. It says the first case is starting from page number 1, going till page number 4. The second one is going from page number 5, starting from page number 5, going till page number 19. And the third judgment, it's starting from page number 20 and going till page number 94. And then you have this particular article at the end. And this particular page that you see, it's a table of content. It's purely editable. Mr. Raina, could you please enter at the before table of content? So you can put the party names, because that's what sometimes you have to write the party name before you submit the particular thing. You can also put a logo of your of your company if you want. That is very simple. You can go to image and you can look for a URL. Mr. Raina, can you take this SCC online logo URL? Can cancel this, and can you click on this logo and just right click and say copy image address? No, copy image address. Yeah, and go back to that same icon. No, go back to the same image icon. Yes, and just put the URL over here. And click on the width. No. Click on the width and reduce it to, let's say, 400, because I don't want it to be too big. So 400, and let's say OK. No, that's okay. Click on OK. So this way, you can have your company's logo and all. So this is small things which sometimes is required. So table of content is here. Let's see the documents that we have. It is still generating.
It's still generating, because I think it might be the last one might be a lengthier.
No, last one I think is not that. I think maybe your internet is a bit slow. No worries. I think just click on some other compendium. Compendium. Show the compendium. I think it's because of the internet. We don't have it. We can't show it really fast right now. And
this
yes, sometimes we create a folder, and after some time there is some updation in the case. Now it can be that when you save that particular folder or particular judgment, it was without headnotes. It was not printed. And now when I click on it, it says, oh, there has been some updation. That can be one scenario. Or let's suppose this particular judgment has been overruled. That's a second thing. So it will say any changes that is worth mentioning or worth looking at. It will say the following document have been updated since compilation was generated. So if we say regenerate, it will simply do it. Let's skip it. I don't want to invest the time on that. And this is the index for this. And if I click on the pages, you'll see now the pages will come in. And I'm sure while we are talking about this, even the Sterlite folder would have been updated by now. And we'll have it over here on the top right. Once it loads up, you'll have the page numbers 1, 2, 3 as it was mentioned in the index. I think Mr. Raina, if it's taking some
this time, is another 317 pages. Documents.
You're picking big ones. You're picking big ones. Like I have an internet problem. I will do it. Yeah,
no, this is a smaller one. This one should pop up immediately.
If it doesn't pop up, then I'm gonna just share my screen, because I don't want members to feel that it doesn't really work at all. Please confirm if you are able to see, because I'm on my screen now.
It's visible. Is it visible to you now or to the participants?
Wait a sec.
Visible.
Okay, great. So yes. So page number 1, and if you scroll down further, the page nation will start. And this can be saved. You can see the center column. It says the download option is there. You can simply click on the first one, then the second one, put one after another, and you're good to go. And in case, even in the future, you would like to change, add another folder to it, and take the document printout again. Like you can see, because Mr. Raina has already had a compilation made, the compendium made, so he just went to his previous compendium and made the changes. But in case you want to do it, you cannot make 2 compendiums of the same name. So either you have to change the new compendium name or delete the previous one. So I think that is something we can work on, and as and when you will start working on it, you have our numbers. If some hand holding is required, we will be more than happy to get through that. So that's the compendium feature. We'll move back to the the browse. I think Mr. Raina, you can take it from here.
Yeah, thank you, Chetan. Thank you so much.
Thank
So apart from the browse curated topics,
Rana
we have yes,
Sahab and Mr. Chetan, just a
Sir.
small reminder. We have time till 2 o'clock, so we'll have to
2
wrap
o'clock.
it up by
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Two.
Definitely.
What till what time?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, please.
2 o'clock. Yeah, so we will be done.
We'll
We'll be done.
cover up.
We'll be done before that.
Thanks.
So the browse law reports, as the law reports are there by the name like All India Cases or All India Reporter, you'll get the index. It will be year-wise, volume-wise, page-wise. So that's browse law reports. Then again, the
You can
index
show
of
it,
the
Mr. Raina.
judgments.
Let's quickly show it and
Judgments,
then move it.
browse judgments by courts, like you will have Supreme Court, High Court, tribunals and all. Now, in case of law reports, as you can see, the index is there. All India reports, civil cases, then the entire
Can you
series.
click on AIC? Can you click on AIC for me?
Yeah. AIC, I'm clicking, and then you'll get to see the year-wise index. So 2021, I'll click on this volume 218, and under that, these are the titles available. You click on any one of the title, and you'll be able to view that judgment.
And just to bring this on the table, we might not have a tie-up with AIC. We don't have a tie-up with AIR for that matter. But what is happening over here is we are giving you equivalent citations and indexed. However, if you remember the last time we had a session, we must have spoken about the find by citation, wherein you can use the equivalent citation. The similar work has been done, but in this you don't have to type it; you have to simply search with it. And if you can see, the citation of SCC Online, ALD, ALT, AMLJ, and AIC. So even if you open ALT or ALD, you will still find the same judgment over there. So we have brought the judgment, and we have, wherever that judgment had a citation of different journals, we have put in over there. So you can have a look at that. It's like an e-library for all the journals that you would access to. Mr. Anand, let's go for the next one.
The next one is browse judgments by court. Again, you will have Supreme Court, High Court, and tribunals. Those are also again indexed over here, year-wise. First, the years will be in the bunches of 10 years each. So the latest decade began here, 2021. So I'll open that, and then there's a month, then the date, and then the judgment under that. Same goes with the high courts as well as the rest of tribunals and Supreme Council, etc. So it's like a click and view browsing, and then coming to the browse acts and rules. Here you have the entire Constitution of India, you have the central acts, the state acts, the notification and circulars of central as well as state. Now, in the Constitution of India, you have the bills, the bills that are introduced. Just one sec. Coming to the central acts, sorry. So in the central acts, what you have is the entire major acts are listed on top, and the rest of them are clubbed together A to Z alphabetically in the bottom half. So when we select one particular, say, act over here, under that, you will get to see the Bear Act here itself. Say, in this case, Companies Act section 1 to 229, I have clicked. So you get to see the Bear Act over here, right? And under this act, you will find the blue colored highlighted portions, as you saw one over here, which is basically an insertion, done by our editorial, whereby you get to see the commentary as well as the important judgment selected by our editorial. So these commentaries are also embedded over here under various sections, main topics that you see. Wherever you find these highlighted portions, these are all commentaries inserted, and these lines are picked from the judgment only, the judgment source only, on, say, in this case, issuance of fresh shares. And the citation is available here. It's hyperlinked. You can click on the citation here itself, and it will open it in a new window, and then I can just read it. And after that, I close it, and I'm back to the Bear Act itself. From here, I can also save the entire Bear Act at one go. I can mail it at one go, and I can print it at one go.
And sometimes the question comes in that, I'm looking for, let's say, Essential Commodities Act. Now, rather than going alphabetically, now it's not there in the top. It will be there in the alphabetical structure. So rather than going through the alphabetical structure, we can simply click on this filter, the funnel icon. And in the funnel icon, you can simply write, Essential Commodities Act. Just write essential commodity, essential Rati. I think that will be good enough. Spelling. So wherever the word essential is coming, it will just simply give me all that. No, this is not the one. Yeah. So the entire act. So this is easier. We've been talking about that. Yes, we can browse it. But sometimes when the information is too big, it's so much of I think 2,500 acts now that we have. Finding alphabetically can be a challenge. So that's the reason we have also made a filter option. So you can search with that.
Right. Moving back to the dashboard, we have then articles. In the articles, we have the leading law review journals from the leading publishers as well as the institutions and national law universities. Same format. If you have any title you are looking for, you can, rather than browsing through the entire index, you can use the filter over here. And let's say on hate speech, I'll just enter that and it will now pull out all the articles, one from a legal law journal, one from CALQ, one from JILS, and likewise.
Can
So
I add
articles,
something,
yeah.
Mr. Rana, over
Yeah.
here? The question comes, might be in your mind to the members who are listening to us, that we have done search. In the word search, we can search for anything and everything, right? And we can then select, do I want an article to be, read on that? I want to see any act on that. The browse you can do the same thing like you're doing, like Mr. Rana just showed us the search. But sometimes we are in a zone of learning something. We're not in the zone of searching, and that's a very different I think state of mind that that you can have. So in researching, something that, okay, I need to find this. In learning, upskilling yourself, you want to see that what all is there, that I can see. So, Mr. Anna, let's also talk from that angle as well. If you can open the law review journal once again.
Sure.
And now this will give you the list of all journals that we can see. Open any journal for that matter.
Yeah, any journal.
Any journal. Yeah. Now we see, say this one. And if I click on this, now it says editorial. What does it take to be this and that? So what you're doing is, I'm not going through, the search. I'm just looking at it that, okay, these are the topics that are available. If anything interests me, let's take the fourth one. It says tackling illegal sports. Sports streaming, time to strengthen the copyright regime. Now, if this is something that interests me, or if it's an area of my choice, I can simply go through it. The reason why I'm saying this is, you're all senior professionals, but there is one thing I would like to add from the psychology point of view. We all of us, irrespective of how how senior we might become in our profession, and how much knowledge do we have, we'll always go through these three stages, and we keep on going through it. One is, I don't know, wherein you don't know something, so you'll never search for it, right? And the second one, which we've been conditioned, and that's why education is important, that's why reading is important, that is, I know I don't know. When you get into a stage wherein you know that, okay, you don't know something, and then it's a decision that you have to make, that you want to read about it, you want to upskill, you want to make yourself aware of it or not. And then moving the third one, which differentiates average researcher, average professional from a good professional. That is, I know. The more you know, the better it is. So this browse part is primarily focusing on the first stage. I don't know. And then once you go through it, it brings you from the first stage to the second stage. I think that is what this browse, works. That's how it works for me. So I wanted to share that. And I think that we'll share one more thing before we end the session. After the browse is done, we'll also show you the blog, and that will also be helpful. Mr. Raina, I think we can show the blog from outside. So
From
leave
outside,
this one.
okay.
Yeah. We can leave
Fine,
this.
fine.
Yeah.
We'll move back to the another
Browse
topic over
secondary
here, that is browse secondary material, where we have this bills in Parliament, where the bills which were introduced as well as passed in both houses.
Can we
Those
click
are
on that
available
and we
here.
can show them
Yeah.
it's year wise kept. So it
Yeah.
is houses wise, year wise. Let's see what has been passed by Lok Sabha in this year. Okay, so there
There's
we
an
have.
amendment. Yeah.
So this way, I think we can get to know what has been discussed in the Parliament rather than searching for it. Again, the same thing. It's it's been listed year-wise, so you're not missing out any information that is latest, and you can see what was introduced, what has been discussed at the what has been presented in the one of the houses or what has been passed by one of the houses. Accordingly, we can go ahead with that.
Yeah. So another section we have is the constitutional documents. Where you have the entire Constituent Assembly debates index, the entire index from volume 1 to 12 is available over here. And
this conversion table as well. Look, index.
Yeah, there's a conversion table also from the article to draft and draft to article as well is available there.
So, in case sometimes we want to read that, let's say this section, Article 7. Now it says Article 7 is what it is right now in the current constitution. But if you want to read about, the corresponding article, what it was while the Constituent Assembly was being in action, while the Constitution of India was being formed. So we don't have to read, we don't have to search for Article 7. We'll be searching for Article 5AA because that's what it was, so it's not downloaded from Google. We have made it ourselves by going through the Constituent Assembly debates and the Constitution of India, and we made this thing. And we're also giving you corresponding dates on which this Article 5AA was being discussed. So that is something that you can have a look.
So coming to the other section, we have the historical trials, various policy documents from the different departments of the government. Those are also listed over here, and the reports of various commissions and committees. And you can see the list, which has grown over a period of time. It includes the Law Commission reports, pre-independence, as well as the current ones, the present one. So
I think it has all the reports from 1956 onwards
till onwards till I think 18 on
2018
yeah,
last
August.
Yes, the last one which came in 277th year. And policy document that we just spoken about. If there's anything that that you're related, that you're concerned about any particular ministry, for that matter, can we just go back to the policy documents?
Yeah.
And what it does is it brings, so it'll give you all the ministries over here. And let's take excise, for example. I think we can take anything otherwise. Yeah, there we have. So all the policies which are related to excise are given over here. So this is something, if I'm working in a particular sector like FDI, let's take FDI. I think it was being talk of the town till last year. And now, so it says all the, all the circulars which are related to FDI are given over here. So it brings everything in one place rather than me searching for it. So I think that's the whole purpose of it. But I think that this goes without saying, whatever that we are searching right now, if you would have done the same search in word search, it would have given you the same, it would have actually took a dive in the same database. The database remains the same. Irrespective, you use browse, you use word search, you use party name, the database remains the same. It's just the layout, yeah.
Correct. So browse treaties is multilateral and bilateral treaties that we have with the rest other countries. Those are also listed. You can leave that, and the new inclusion, that is browse legal and business news. It's been just introduced last week. I mean, when we gave the last presentation, it was not that at that time. It was not there. So very recent, and again categorized Supreme Court wise, High Court wise, and tribunals, and what all they cover. Majorly all the areas of law.
This is basically this is not area wise. This is the latest judgments. So what happens is that we've been. I'll tell you the source of this. We have our own website of blogging, wherein we upload judgments and everything over there, and we give a brief of the judgments. So there are there. Let me tell you the process. So we get the judgments, we go through the judgments, and before for the making of head notes and to making the briefs of the judgment. So what happens is that first thing first, the moment we get a certified copy, and we upload that copy onto our website rather than waiting for the head notes to made and then we'll publish it. We bring it. If we get the judgments today, tomorrow morning, it will be uploaded onto our website without the head notes. And then what we do is now this judgment will go through two stages. First would be we will tell our customers that or our customers will expect that we will be making head notes. So yes, we will make head note, but that takes time depending on the length of the judgment. The judgment is of, let's say, 10 pages. We might do it in less than like 2 or 3 weeks. If the judgment is of 600-700 pages, we might take a month to bring the head notes. So within this, the gap period wherein the judgment has been pronounced and been decided, and the head note has been made and will be published, and the judgment will be published in the book. This gap period, members do not have the head notes, and members have to go through the entire judgment. To fill this gap, what we have come up with is not the head note, not the plain judgment. In the between, we'll have this brief, the case briefs, which will act like the summary of the entire case, not the law point wise, but the summary of the case. And that is what you're seeing right now. So the judgment came in the June 16th. So you can see it's a fairly new judgment, right? It's a recent judgment. And if you can see, it says Legal Business News, Supreme Court, explain when can Proviso 6 to Section 992 of Evidence Act be evoked. And now what you see over here, Mr. Rana, if you can please scroll down slowly. Anything that you see in bold, but when a document is straightforward, one and present no difficulty, anything that's in bold, it's the paragraph lifted as it is. It was mentioned by the lordship. So that is given over here. Then the background of the case is given over here. Please scroll down. The analysis that been done, and further, if there's any information that is relevant to us, will be given over here. And at the end, it says the case name and the citation is given over here. So this is something we can go through, I think, on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, seeing that what new thing has been come up. But if I want to see this judgment, I can click on the citation of the judgment. The full judgment will open up, like we've been, I think, doing that from all the examples. But now, what is the source of this? Where is it coming? Earlier, this was not, like Mr. Ryan said last week, this option was not available. He's right, it was not available. But it was not available on SCC. But was it being provided? Was it being available to the public at large? Yes, it was. And Mr. Rana, could you please click on the dashboard one more time?
Yeah.
And we scroll down and come to the SCC blog option over here. And I would like to draw attention to all the members over here. There's an option of SCC blog. I think Mr. Rana went quite quickly over there. Mr. Rana, can you just go back, and just show us the icon over there? This is the icon, SCC online blog. So let's go back to the blog. So this is our entire website. You can actually open it from the website straight away without logging in. That is also an option. But just to show it to you, so there's a lot of options over here. There's a news option. Mr. Rana, can you click on the news tab? The news, the first next to COVID. Yeah. So yeah, it says new releases, business news, hot of the press, events and webinars, fact checks, appointments, transfer, and others. So this is, the information that we've been pouring in over here has been categorized into different segments. So let's take hot of the press, for example. Now, this hot of the press can be a judgment, can be an act, can be any other news which might be relevant to us, might not be. So if you see, it says U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services updated policy to improve legal immigration processes. So that is, not a judgment, but probably a new announcement which is related to immigration laws. Okay, good enough. Please scroll down further. So now it says Spain, AEPD launches new data breach notification system. So anything which is, I think, good to know or making the news is been made available to you over here. So OSHA modifies COVID-19 guidelines for all employees. So information that is kept, right? Then moving to the next tab, there's a OpED, which is the opinion editors. So the articles and all will be kept over here. Let's move to the next one, case expert corners. So various law firms have been working with us, and they are giving their comments or the commentaries on a particular cases, wherein they have the their strong footprint. Like we can see Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, it says on competition law. If you scroll down further, Mr. Raina, please scroll down to the last. Roy's company would be there. I think Roy's have been. Let's take Amarchand Mangaldas if we can't find Roy's over there. So if you take this one, so it'll be the comments on latest cases or anything that is related to competition law. So they will put their comments, and that will be made available to other members. So if and this is the reason why I'm showing it. The reason because if the Sterlite members would like to also collaborate on this front and would like to put some add some value add to this particular blog, we can talk about this. And then I'm moving to case briefs. This is the source. What you are seeing in SCC Online software. This is where we were bringing all the information. So now why I'm showing it to you from over here. Let's suppose I want to see what has been done at the Supreme Court level today, tomorrow, then this week, or High Court or foreign courts for that matter. Now, even if you don't have access to the foreign court material, you can still get this information. But in this, Supreme Court has been bifurcated in two parts: constitutional benches and Supreme Court. So, Mr. Anna, take the second option over here. You click on this. It will give you judgments, but not with party names. It will give you by topics. And please scroll on slowly. It says cancellation of CBSE class 12th board exams, the 14 direction of Supreme Court to ensure timely execution of decrees. Please scroll down further. Now, this is the headings. Now, depending on what interests you or what is you think that this is going to be helpful. Let's take this one. Can compassionate appointment. Now, if I click on this, it says as in published on June 20th. Please scroll down further. The court was hearing a case when a woman had sought compensation, compassionate appointment for her son 10 years after her husband has gone missing. Please scroll down further. It is then published on June 20th. And again, the same thing what you saw over there has been made available over here. Please scroll on further. Jharkhand High Court decision. So it's giving you the background as well of this case. Please scroll down further. If there's anything, any order has been referred and all that will be made available. So this case was decided on. No, this is not the case. Mr. Anna, please scroll down further. This is just a case of that has been referred in this thing. That's the end of the no. This can't be the end. No, please.
That's the end. That's it.
Okay, so okay, okay. I think there's a lot of things. So this case was decided on 9th of April, and this is the party name and all, and that's what we have made available to you. So this way, members can go through it, and there are other information as well. Legislation, that means legislation, all the latest amendments, the bills, the ordinances, all that would be made available in different sections. So you can see it. And when I say amendments, can you click on the third entry, amendments to existing laws? It will not give you the entire amendment act. No, it will give you what has been recently been added. Can you click on any of this, Mr. Anna? So is there that Insurance Amendment Act receives the President's assent? And please scroll on further. Just a brief about what has been discussed, and that is good enough for us to know that okay, what was being used, what was being discussed. So I think it's still 4 minutes to 2, and I think we will rest our case now, and we open the forum for the question or discussion. Please.
Any questions from anyone?
Just a basic question, whether I'll be able to save any article or judgment only on the portal, or will I be able to save it on my machine or laptop also?
We will answer this in 2 ways. I think there was another question that we missed out in starting, and we said we come back. That's the folder icon.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Raina, can you cross this out on the dashboard, and we can just have a quick. Ma'am, anything that you see on the screen, you can save it. You can save it on your machine. And Mr. Raina, please do it. If I save it, it will just get saved onto my machine. So that's a simple way of doing it. So now this is what is being saved. Mr. Rana, can you just save this and just show it in your machine? So now if you can see, it's already been saved. Mr. Rana, please close this. I think it's already been saved onto
It's
your.
already saved.
Yeah.
Downloads folder.
So it will by default go into your downloads folder, ma'am. If you're not made any, specific, if you're not chosen any specific folder, then it's a different story. But otherwise, it's going to your downloads folder. That's one thing. And other one that we were talking about, that is, you want to save it onto the cloud. Then there's an option over here. Mr. Anna, can you show the folder icon? And over here, we'll answer the question of how can you make subfolders.
Yes.
So, like if you say there's a Sterlite folder is there, I can say change folder. There's a limitation of we can only make 2 subfolders in one folder. So now, let's suppose I want to make a new folder. There's no limit to make new folders. If you want to make a new folder, Mr. Anna, please go on the top. And you have to click on my folder. So you can create as many folders under this. But Mr. Anna, now let's go to Sterlite. No, नीचे. और नीचे ये सारे compendiums है ना, तो सारे compendium नीचे आइए. Yeah. Now we click on this, and now we click on my new folder. So whenever you click any topic and then you say clear a new folder, it will get added under that folder. So there we have it, and we can just name it as let's say Sonali ma'am. So let's say Sonali Thakur, and enter.
Okay.
And select folder. So there we are. And now if we go back to our folder icon, Mr. Raina, if you can just go back to our folders. We'll have Sterlite folder, yes, but we'll also have a subfolder under Sterlite by Sonali Thakur's ma'am name. And please scroll down. Keep going down. It's a compendium ke baad aayega. Let's go down. Yes, there we have. So you can see 1 under your name, ma'am, and 4 under principal folder.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks.
You're welcome, ma'am.
So thank you, Mr. Chetan and Mr. Rena. It was an informative session, and over the last 2 sessions, we have learned a lot, to be very frank. It's an ocean of information, and I'm not sure how much what part of it we are grabbing, and our team would be troubling you.
We will share our numbers. Yes, so that you can easily bother us. You can easily trouble us. You're not looking for our numbers at least. So we will be more than happy to get bothered with knowledge. So I think I will mention my number, and Mr. Raina can mention his number. I think
Chetan, please also add my number. There is absolutely no problem. So I was all ears when you were giving session, and because there were a couple of other concurrent things running. So since you are a champion of folders, so I did not interrupt. So I'm sure making folders and I think making changes in folders and sharing those folders and sharing with limited rights and full rights, all of that is clear now. And I'm sure there are, I think, maybe new innovative things that you can do at your place. Maybe with these collaborative folders, some central depository of research can be created for all Vedanta members, and somebody who's champion on a specific area, he can actually or she can do that research and keep it available for sharing with everyone. And in case you've got success in one of those cases where the research played a critical role, that in any case can be replicated in the other I think company divisions by simply sharing the information. Okay, we have already dealt with such case, and the information is available. Entire research and compendium is available in the same folder. So that becomes very, very easy, and that hard work will not go waste anymore. So that was the purpose of having this session 2. Now the advanced session, the third session where you're not finding anything, but you still want to find something. So on that account, in fact, whenever we find time, we can meet again. But that session probably may not even last for 1 hour. It entirely depends kind of queries that you may have. Can you give us 2-3 minutes now at the moment? Just wanted to share one.
Sanjay ji, I have to leave.
Okay.
I would leave, but you please carry on. I am sure there'll be other members who may have some commitments, but of course, the vast majority would be able to
So,
for another few minutes.
sir, the only, in fact,
Thank
one
you
particular, sir.
once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a wonderful session, and we'll keep troubling you quite often.
Sure, most
So,
welcome. Most welcome, sir. Pleasure.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, sir.
thank you so much. Sir, good afternoon once again, everyone. In fact, it was a great pleasure last time when I had taken a session, but today, as this was a bit technical for sharing and I think creating folders, sharing folders, another important thing that we were actually working on today. And since Chetan and his team is more champion in this particular area, so they have steered the session till now. The only message that I wanted to give now is no portal, no research software can say that we have 100% information available what you're looking for. Why I'm saying so? Because there are certain occasions when you will not find a specific ruling of either Supreme Court or High Courts or any important international ruling. There may be a possibility. There could be many reasons, and we have already a list of about 3,500 plus judgments which are not available with us because of maybe the certified copies from high courts are not available, or certified copies from Supreme Court itself is not available. Just to give an example, we in fact, I only hope last time we have not shown this, but this is a recent. Last week, somebody actually inquired about one case called Virendra Kumar Pandey. Chetan, if you can kindly, or Rajesh, if you can kindly share the screen and just search for it in our database. Virendra Kumar Pandey. Somebody, in fact, was inquisitive. We have the reference of this case appearing in one case, but we do not have that judgment. How can SCC slip out on this? So, in party names, Virendra Kumar Pandey, Supreme Court only. Virendra Kumar Pandey. So please copy this entire thing. Now please copy this entire thing and go to the word search and search as a phrase. Search as a phrase, please. Start search. Limit the search only to Supreme Court judgments. Please go to judgments. Select Supreme Court only. And in Supreme Court only, when we select, the first case itself is having the reference, as you can see on the right hand side panel. It says Virendra Kumar Pandey versus Union of India, writ petition criminal number 28 of 2012, decided on 16th for 2012, SC referred to. We do not have the certified copy or text of this judgment or this order. We have no information available on this, but this appeared as reference in the case, so it is reproduced here. But when somebody requested for this, we approached the Supreme Court, and as you can see in the cases down below, there are several High Court cases also which have quoted the same thing. As is visible here, High Court 30 cases, as you can see, and tribunals also have quoted it. But let's open another tab now of Supreme Court of India, please. Please open another tab, Supreme Court of India. It's already there. Third, yes. Chetan, hello. Hello. Please search on judgments, please. Please scroll up. No, not here. Scroll up. In the top menu bar, you have judgments. Yes. Free text search. Please go to free text. Last option. Free text. Type the complete name, party name, double inverted quotes. That will work almost everywhere, I believe. Is it allowing you to type double inverted quotes? If it is not, no problem. Please type 2019 and set the date from 1st April. No, please set the date from 1st April 2012 to 30th April 2012. April 2012. Take 1st April and closing date is 30th April 2012. Please search for it. I'm sure, friends, we can all see that date 16th of April does not appear here. And if you go to 16th of April date and select all judgments and orders, nothing really appears there as well. So no one knows what happened on 16th of April. We did try to reach to the registrar of the Supreme Court to ask, can you give us all judgments of this particular date? There was none, and especially Birendra Kumar Pandey was not there. So Virendra Kumar Pandey case was not decided on 16th of April. It is erroneously added to the judgments as reference. What really happened was there was another case called Vijay Sanjwani, and I'm sure members can do that research on their own, which in fact, in which case many other cases of the similar nature were combined cases, and one particular order was actually covering up everything, and that was decided on 25th of April, and that was a different case. And in that case, this number is mentioned as case number 28 of 2012 is also decided along with. So that is something that may have happened, but we still do not have a clearer answer from the Supreme Court of India. If this is not enough, there are chances when Supreme Court of India also has corrected its own version uploaded on its website. Um, I can share my screen and show you one particular, in fact, similar instance. We had added something on our portal. It was a Reliance case, and in that Reliance case, we in fact corrected version. It was a Reliance Industry. Supreme Court actually had corrected the party name and some other parts of the judgment and uploaded a corrected version after some time, and for which no notification was sent to any of the publishers. So most of us, we were having only the version which was uploaded in the first instance, and this corrected version never reached us. And as you can see, in this reportable number, corrected version appears here. Is this visible to everyone?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Now, in our SCC journal also, we have published this information incorrectly because this corrected version was not with us till the time we had published it. So in the digest notes, we have corrected it. But as far as the true prints are concerned, as far as the full text is concerned, the corrected version entries are still not there. So idea was to share with everyone that in spite of all our efforts, it may be one such reason because of which things are beyond our control, and either you do not have the text of the judgment available, certified copy is not available, or there is some other ambiguity because of the registry of the High Court or registry of the Supreme Court. So for such cases, please do write to us. We will try to find out that case, and we'll try to find out the text of that information, and we'll share it with you. So with this, I think since I had requested only for a couple of minutes, and I'm just wanting to give this essence. Uh, Sometimes you may not find the required information here, but still at that point of time, just do drop us a line that this is the information I'm looking for. We may find that information from the High Court and Supreme Court, and we'll try to help you in that case. Thank you so much. Back to you, Chetan.
Thank you, sir. So once again, we thank all the participants on behalf of SCC Online. Myself, Rajesh, Sanjay, Mr. Sanjay Kapoor, and Chetan. We all thank you once again for your patience and participation. And definitely, hopefully, we'll catch up sometime soon. As and when you have any queries, we can again have a brief session later on.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for such an informative session. We look forward to connecting with you again in relation to our queries as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'll just stop the recording.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.